You are listening to the 312 Squadron podcast, Just Chatting Edition. My name is Samuel Graebner.
I'm Andrew Kouba.
And I'm Nick Sperry.
And we are delighted to be joined by me, friend of the podcast, and one half of the Doobler Dudes doubles team at Worlds, as well as
Is that
Nick
what
and
you
Andrew.
guys called yourselves?
Yes, the Doobler Dudes.
Gosh, I miss out on so much fun with all of these side events.
Because you went to...
Because I played well, but also because I had to stream Worlds this last time. I didn't get a chance to see all the fun. No, I mean, here's the unfortunate thing is I said that. I kind of teed myself up for that. And so Andrew caught on when I said, because I'm like, well, am I honest with ourselves? It was because I made it to a cut or day two, but man, continue.
Yeah, I was gonna say you missed the Doobler Dudes, or where that name came from, because you went to Chili's instead of the
Cafe Hollander. That's what it was.
Cafe Hollander. Also, we have a correction that we need to say. Okay. I did call it the New Holland Cafe in our previous episode. It is Cafe Hollander. Yeah,
Cafe Hollander.
I do want to, a minute in, I want to give our audience a disclaimer. This is another quote unquote off topic episode. So we will be talking a lot about X-Wing related. Worlds is our main focus for this just chatting, just yapping off topic episode. But as always, I want to remind people that we are going to be talking about things that will feel off topic from our standard episodes. And, our opinions are our own. And we respect yours and ask that if you don't want to hear it, you don't have to. And maybe you shouldn't. But we're happy you're here. Thanks for listening. And continue, gentlemen.
Yeah, we got the name Doobler Dudes because I meant to order a Double, which is a type of beer, and I kept calling it a Doobler on accident. So I thought that's what it was called.
Yes.
I gotta say the Chili's thing. It was a long running gag with Matt Carey, my good friend and co-star of the stream and our channel, and Greg from Nickel City X-Wing. And so I kind of tagged along to be a part of that like inside joke running gag of them getting Chili's together.
Yeah.
But I generally enjoy Chili's, but that was one of the worst experiences going to a Chili's that I think I will ever have.
Really?
It was there was about 400 people's birthdays in there. I swear, every moment the entire staff at Chili's was like screaming and hollering and singing their little happy birthday song. We waited an hour to be seated, which is fine because we had a big table, a party, but they were super understaffed and like slammed, and the food was like poorly prepared and just tasted really bad. And I was like, man, I am missing out on the Doobler brothers, the Doobler bros, and their Holland. Is it Hollander Club? Is that what you call it?
Cafe Hollander.
Cafe Hollander. Close enough.
Yeah, we're gonna get that name wrong a lot.
Yeah, our friends in Milwaukee are gonna be so upset.
Oh man, that sounded like a good time. Well, we're talking about all things, Worlds.
Yeah.
How did we feel about Worlds, guys? Just the first XWA Worlds tournament. It was a pretty big deal for the organization. Obviously, I'm a part of it, and I'm actually running for council as of tonight. As of this recording, voting is taking place, so we'll see if your boy is a part of the council for XWA.
Yeah. Exciting.
Congratulations.
Yeah, exciting.
Good luck.
I'll give you everyone an update on that later. Thank you. How did it feel? Did it feel like, even though the game isn't quote unquote supported officially anymore, did it feel different from past Worlds and Adepticons?
I'll go. This felt, and this is a compliment, it felt like a real Worlds. The prize support was insane. The amount of things that were given out was absurd in a great way. Like, I came home with a bag full of things that I never would have expected to achieve and attain. It was great. The side event was amazing. The tournament was well run. Like, we moved at a good clip. The Worlds, just the actual like logistics of the tournament were well run. Having been to two previous Worlds that were AMG Worlds, I came away from those Worlds, the AMG Worlds, excited to play more, but drained. Like, they were a bit more of a grind. This one felt very just fun front to back.
I would definitely echo that sentiment too. I know that some people were saying that maybe they thought that this was a little more friendly for Worlds or a little more casual. I was actually kind of surprised at like how little a difference I felt that there was between like the XWA and the AMG one. Honestly, the biggest difference is like the prize support was amazing. I don't know how we're able to like top that, but I mean, to me, it still felt like World. It still had that same gravitas. It still had that same, like I wanted to do as well and perform as well in this Worlds as well. Yeah, I was honestly kind of shocked at how seamless the transition from AMG to XWA was.
Elephant in the room, obviously, because of the geopolitical stuff, a lot of people didn't feel, and also because of the cost of everything and traveling, didn't feel comfortable, whether it was finances or mainly because of immigration issues in the United States coming to World. So we only had like a small amount of people from outside of the US at this World. So I felt a little self-conscious about calling it like a World Championship because it didn't feel like, not because of XWA or because of the nature of the tournament itself, but just kind of circumstances. It didn't feel like it was an inclusive, openly inclusive World Championship like it kind of had been in the past, and
I would
a
agree
lot
with
of people
that.
from out of the country visiting and playing. We still had a few,
Mhm.
and that was really awesome. I mean, Renee's from Denmark. We had one who's from Amsterdam. He played in the final table. Marcin, he's from Poland but lives in Amsterdam. A couple Canadian players, but I think that's the only thing is it always has felt funny to me to tell someone, oh, like I'm streaming the World Championship and I'm not going to Amsterdam. I'm not going to Poland. It's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And it's a great venue and it was a really great event. It has been a great event since it moved to Milwaukee, but it just kind of, that has always kind of felt a little funny to me. But then this circumstance, I can definitely understand why people would, I think at least assumed that it wasn't going to feel as high level, but it did feel high level. It felt like any other major X-Wing tournament. I think if for semantics sake, if it was called like the XWA Continental Championship or something, I mean, I think that, not that it needed to be called that, but I think that would have maybe worked better in terms of people's commentary on like who was, people coming from outside of the US to play. That's just my take. It's my spin on it.
No, I would definitely agree with that. There were a lot less people from outside of the US, outside of North America that were here, and that presence definitely was missed.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think the only other thing for me is that the room that they put us in was really nice and spacious, but I really do miss that. Like, I feel like we had really good space and lighting. Last
lighting
year
was tough.
The lighting was
a little dim.
a little dim. Wasn't as bad as like LVO last year. One of the last AMG GTs where they put us in a small room and it was really dark. Like some of the mats, people had to use a flashlight to like navigate.
Oh no.
That was rough, but yeah, it wasn't bad. It was just darker.
LVO is just dim in general. Like but
Andrew, you didn't see the room that they put us in.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh my god, it was so bad. It was like, it was sad.
I'm saying that the regular room at LVO was probably half as dim as Worlds was. I can't imagine it being like a darker room, and that you would need a flashlight to properly play.
Yeah, it felt like we were relegated.
Yeah,
we definitely were. Yeah,
we were, right? I mean, but that was when the game was still, the whole thing like with this year is like, oh, well, why wouldn't AMG want X-Wing to be anywhere near their games? And it's because, well, X-Wing isn't something that they can market and sell product for because they decided that they don't want to go that route anymore. So they don't want that to conflict with the other titles that they're running and supporting at Adepticon and other conventions. And so that's why, naturally you're in a different space. It was nice to have as much room as we did, even though we were kind of sharing some space with Armada. It didn't feel that cramped. At least it didn't feel that to me. And I was literally sharing room and, power with the Armada stream. Yeah, in terms of differences otherwise, it felt like Adepticon took good care of us. I think we could have gotten the LVO treatment and be kind of shoehorned into like a random offshoot room. It didn't feel like they treated us like we mattered. And I know that Hank at Adepticon really loves X-Wing. And as soon as AMG's announcement came out, Adepticon had an announcement. They're like, hey, there's always a place at Adepticon for X-Wing. They definitely delivered on that promise for sure.
100%.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward to more X-Wing tournaments at Adepticon. Was there anything that was like different for either of you than what you had expected?
I really appreciated the structure of the tournament, the lack of a play-in, the previous worlds, just having so many more people like required a last chance qualifier, having to qualify for the tournament. So I frankly I expected to play a lot less X-Wing than I did that weekend.
Yeah.
Over the course of Worlds, we played, because I played the Thursday Swiss side event, Friday main event, and then doubles Saturday, and that was a lot of X-Wing. So I got to play more than I expected to, which is positive.
Yeah, I mean that's always a good expectation to beat. I don't know. How about you, Nick? I know you were maybe you had a lot going on that weekend.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah. It's gonna sound a little conceited, but I mean this in the best possible way. I was expecting people to bother me more.
Huh.
With like coming up to me, not like, oh, I love your stuff, like, which I always appreciate, by the way. It's never that. I just mean like in terms of like me being busy with something and someone being like, hey, like, can you give me that base plate? Or like, hey, I want you to meet someone that's on the other side of the convention hall. Or like, hey, like, have you, somebody asked me if I had a Ziploc, like a bag, like while I was in the middle of streaming. I was like, no, I don't have a Ziploc bag. Like, why are you asking me that right now? I expected, because I also was one of the judges, technically, like the stream had its own, like I was a judge, and when I wasn't streaming, like Andrew, when you and Matt would fill in and stuff, I would help judge and like walk around. I felt like it was going to feel like we were going to be more strapped for personnel, and like, having to kind of juggle a lot of things is really what I'm getting at. So when I say people bothering me, it's like I need to be pulled in a lot of different directions, and I wasn't. Honestly, I felt like I had the freedom to be able to let the tournament happen and just like look at matchups, pick something, and I didn't have to like plead with too many players to play. It seemed like most people. I always appreciate this, so shout out to everybody who played on the stream, the people who are just willing to play on stream. I'm really proud of our setup, and the setup we had was really nice. It was kind of luxurious. You had your own big area to yourself, but it still can be intimidating. And I know a lot of people feel like, oh, well, as soon as I'm on stream, I'm going to lose because I'm on stream. It's just I think people, when they're nervous or overthinking, are more prone to make mistakes when they are nervous and overthinking. So it's just the way it happens when you kind of have the lights on you and stuff and people are watching. But yeah, no, honestly, I will say, in summary, TLDR, things were a lot easier and went a lot more smooth than I thought they would have.
Definitely agreed. And I think probably the thing that kept you sitting in a professional manner was the banner. Like, I don't think anybody.
The banner was pretty sweet.
I think people were intimidated by the banner and didn't want to walk up.
Yeah, it's the polos, Sam. The 312 polos. Man.
You're right. You're so right.
Oh yeah, the polos were like, we are like just like GSP. We have polos now.
I think the banner was a great call. Like, honestly, that did make it feel a little more official.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
You had a decent amount of people playing in the background, but it would have, with the dim lighting and stuff, like I think you needed some sort of visual alternative interest to be there behind the players. And yeah, I agree with that for sure. That's why we wanted the banner to be made. I hope that we can use it again for something else soon. I mean,
we better.
Our sponsorship's going to stick around. Obviously, I'm super excited to continue that. But at the same time, I've looked into how much it would be to fly with 3 checked bags, and it's like, I think it's like $300 for like to check your bags each way. So it's I'm trying to work with Jim Bob to find a way to get it to Denver, to do that system open.
Amtrak goes Chicago to Denver. You can take 4 checked bags.
I already booked my flights.
All right. Well, next time.
Do you guys want to be my mule?
When I was taking the train back from my friend's like wedding in Aspen, I was able to take I took their bag back too, because it was free.
Wow,
You get 4 free checked bags.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I would have probably had to take an extra couple of a day or two off, maybe a day off to do that. It could have been possible, but I usually when I fly Southwest, I get the free checked bag. Yeah, with this banner, it's still in the back of my car. I don't really have like the greatest place to just put it in my condo right now.
Yeah.
But I'll hopefully find a place, and it's safe in the car. But the only thing is, in a perfect world, if we had like a steamer or like an iron, and we just get those creases out, but there's no way to transport that thing without getting these fat big creases in it, because dude, it's an 8x10-foot freaking banner. Oh my god, shout out to Mark Moriarty. It's just amazing Wedge Antilles art. We've used that for our SL a couple years ago, but Wedge just looks so good.
I have a cordless iron that I can bring with us next time.
Yeah. I do plan on using it at some point. I don't think it wouldn't be at like a store champ, but we'll figure it out. And at the very least, we can definitely bring it back for the next Worlds. I was very careful not to put any Worlds 25 type mentions on there, because I'm like, I want this to be like a thing we can continue to use outside of Worlds 2025. Sorry, 26.
26, yeah.
Yeah, I still think it's 2025.
Well, and not to harp too much on the banner, but I think it really it gave the X-Wing area definitely a sense of like, oh, we're for real. Like we are.
Yeah.
We are not just another anonymous game that's here at Adepticon. Like we mean business.
Yeah. It's I've obviously dreamt of getting to that point with this channel, and I feel like we are the highest quality X-Wing stream around. And I don't think it's like blowing higher up my own ass to say something like that. I think we've definitely
you hear that, Nickel City?
Shots fired.
I say Greg, Greg, I can hear Greg's voice in my head. He's like, high quality.
That's why you paused. Yeah.
Well, I'd say high quality. I didn't say we're the best. Instead of the highest quality, because Greg's talking about Diet Snapple for the entire game, and he loves that. He owns it. He's talking about Chili's. Like, he's all about the vibes and the experience, and he puts a ton of effort into his stream. But in terms of in-person streaming, NCX doesn't really do that. So I could definitely, when it comes to X-Wing streams that span the different mediums, I can confidently say that. I want to, hear that, Sith Taker Tim? Tim has been amazing too. His streams look really good too. Yeah, right. Our continuing quote-unquote beef. Greg is also running for council, so there's a possible that we're both council members. Yeah.
All right.
I voted for you, Greg. I don't think he listens to our podcast, but I did cast a vote for him. I did not vote for myself. It felt very like presidential doing something like that.
Yeah.
Vote for your enemies.
Wait, no, don't do that.
Don't do that. Hey, speaking of super unrelated, good for Virginia, by the way. Anyways, back to Worlds.
So highlights from the weekend. We alluded to at the beginning, but definitely pairing up with Andrew to play the doubles tournament was an extreme highlight. Had the time of my life doing that.
No, that doubles tournament was absolutely a highlight. I'm so happy that I was able to play in that. I kind of felt bad because there were a lot of people who made day 2 that really wanted to play in the doubles tournament as well.
Yeah, it was the talk of the town.
Well, we'll talk about that in a later part. But I was gonna say another highlight for me was being able to stream the games. I thought that was really cool. We had a ton of people that tuned in to watch, and I thought it was really cool that not only did the Canyon Run come back, but they had a new side game, which was the Resistance versus FO, the scene from The Last Jedi of Poe Dameron's run on the Star Destroyer
with the bombers,
the bombing run. Yeah,
the bombing run was very fun.
So cool. So looking forward to more creative games like that.
Yeah, Doug. Yeah, so Doug Kinney's he was the first world champion for X-Wing. Fun fact. And I got paired up with him last year, round 1 of Swiss, and had an awesome game with him. And he went on GSP and said the nicest, not saying he said the nicest things about me is an understatement. He basically was he was pitching my X-Wing expertise and skill to the crowd as if he was canvassing for me like I was some sort of politician. And I was so flattered. Well, maybe. Yeah, right. Perhaps a good politician though, I did not go to any island. I have not been to an island before.
Moving on.
Hey, wait a minute. This off-topic episode mentioned politics, and I'm angry, and I am upset. But yeah. So, anyways, Doug is. I met him last year. He said those super nice things about me at GSP. I had a great game with him, and then I find out about this like Beggars Canyon Lego, and I realized that he's like a master builder type fanatic, and that he was showing me how he brought it like the way that he transports this thing is incredible, and the detail is amazing, and I shudder. Like, I just moved, right, and had to pack all my Lego and like wrap everything, and I shudder at the thought of that. And it usually works, but like how he's able to do it with these bins, and it's just like, I think it's just one giant bin. Truly a man of many talents. So, shout out to Doug.
And he also brought his own prizes too, which was incredible.
Yeah, we love the X-Wing community.
Yeah.
I think Doug is like a great example as to another reason why we love the X-Wing community,
100%.
Yeah, the Dion Heroic card was really popular. We had brought some goodies for people. We had the Wedge and Jendon base plate, which is like, it felt like such a cool exclusive thing to give people, and the Dion Heroic just felt right to do something like that. And he really loved the card. I want to try to meet up with him to get him to sign a few. Still working on that.
That would be cool. Is there anything that you wanted to check out in Milwaukee next year?
I can go. This is crazy for a Cubs fan to say, but I really would like to go to a baseball game at it used to be Miller Park. I think it's like AmFam Field now. I just love baseball, and
it's a nice park.
It's right there, right? Like it's like right there when you're crossing into downtown. It's right next to. It's like one of the main exits right when you get into the city, and it just feels like something that would be fun to do. There's Alex, our local Alex is from that area, and he knows a lot of good like breweries and places to eat. Feel like we've only started picking his brain on stuff. What sucks is when you're like, you want to do this thing, like, we're going to go explore Milwaukee, right? And then we're all done at 9 p.m. We're dead. We don't know what's closed. We don't know what's open. And then we go to this place that just, if it always feels like you're settling a little bit when you're at conventions and you're staying out, busy, playing games, whatever, late, and then you need to eat, versus like when you roll into the convention, you're like, we're going to do this. We're going to have this like little side itinerary when we're not busy. It's just difficult to make that happen. So, if anything, having like half a day or a full day before, like on a Wednesday or something, rolling in the morning or early afternoon, if Maps directs you without taking you to the wrong state, maybe that's possible. But I think that's what I would like to do next time, is maybe have an extra day or half day to explore. So I feel like we couldn't really do that. It's hard to explore when you're
Also, whenever we go out for Worlds, the weather hasn't been the best.
The time of year is tough.
Yeah, I mean, I think each day, I remember last year we had a day where it was really nice and warm. The sun came out for like 30 minutes or an hour.
It was literally an hour.
And I think we had something like that, maybe a little less time this year.
It was a lot better this year. Last year
it
was cold. It was really cold last year.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the year that my car broke down, I remember that being real bad. So, hell, absolute hell. What about did all of us answer that question? I feel like somebody didn't answer that question.
I didn't answer the question.
It's Sam.
My answer is the year previous, we went to the Milwaukee Brat House for dinner and tried to go again this year, and their upstairs was closed, and I was very disappointed because I liked it quite a bit. So that was answer.
Devastating. But we did end up going there later, a few days. It was the same
I
place,
missed that.
Just a different location. No, you came. You came late, but you were
there.
Oh,
I did come late. That's right.
Yeah,
yes,
you came late. Yeah, you missed dinner.
I missed dinner because I went and met up with a friend for dinner.
Well, meeting up with friends. It must be nice to have friends to meet up with.
No, shout out to my friend Ashish. He came up from Chicago to see me. Very fun. We had a very lovely Italian dinner. Yeah, no, it was great.
You are a good friend if they drive to Milwaukee for you. I mean, it's not that close, but it's not that far either. I mean, it's just far enough that it shows how much they wanted to see you.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, it was very lovely, and we had a very nice Italian dinner at. I'm gonna blank on the name. That sucks.
I know.
It's Olive Garden.
We're gonna.
Yes.
Mamma mia, we went to Oliver Garden.
We're your family.
Yeah, exactly. Um, we're all family here. Any company that claims that you are part of a family is a big green flag. Never an issue.
Yeah, right.
That's never been toxic once.
It's
Yeah.
never been toxic.
I think that I want to get like a group together to go to the Lakefront Brewing Company. I think that a lot of our friends would enjoy that, and it's such a huge area too that it would be able to accommodate everybody. You can get your. We got a lot of calories from beer. This
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah, I ate probably the most Rice Krispie treats anyone has ever eaten in the history of the world
Stream
during
food.
Adepticon week. I got Costco came in shout out to Costco. We're not sponsored by Costco, but if they want to throw me a chicken bake or a hot dog for free, it's only $1.50, but still, I'll take it. But yeah, we got Miss Vicky's assorted chips, very good chips. Love their jalapeno chips, very tasty. Rice Krispie treats and fruit snacks, and it was just nice to have some stream munchies. We were certainly diving into our stream munchies. And if I liked you enough, I offered you some if you're playing or if you're nearby. If you didn't get offered it, you were absolutely dead to me.
We talked a little bit about the doubles tournament. Samuel and I had a great time at that. We did a little bit of preparation work before we went into the doubles tournament, and kind of just came up with lists that we thought were fun. But I was saying it was really cool to see some of the concepts and lists that other people came up with, and it really made us think every game on how we were going to tackle like each of the lists. So Samuel, like, what was your impression of like the doubles tournament, and what were some lists that like stood out to you?
Well, my impression of the doubles tournament was that it was, like I said, my highlight of the weekend and probably some of the best X-wing I've ever played. Getting to have a second input from you, and as I mentioned this several times throughout the course of the tournament, but like we complemented each other really well. Like I'm a very aggressive pilot. You had some more conservative lines that like kept us out of danger and kept us in the game. But they also just like so for context, the tournament was run as each person brought a 22 point half of a list. So it wasn't a full 50 list. So the power level was different than a normal X-Wing game, which was a very interesting list building constraint and led to a very fascinating metagame. So Andrew and I brought Commander Poe, Teza, Biggs in the T-65, and then Bodica, which was I thought a very like a well-rounded mid-range kind of list.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of offense, some action economy with Commander Poe passing out coordinates, and then a pretty punishing combo of like, who do you shoot at? Because if you shoot at Biggs, then Bodica shoots you. If you shoot at Bodica, Biggs can absorb the damage. But we barely scratched the surface of the synergy that was capable or possible in these lists. So we played against my favorite list that we played against was Commandant Goran with a TIE fighter and Wampa, and then Manaru and Kanan as the other half of that list, and that was nasty.
Yeah,
we really had to like maneuver very carefully to crack that defensive shell.
Yeah, for us, I feel that like we had to get right with our like setups in turn 0, and being able to bounce like ideas off of each other on how we were tackling this like really made our turn 0s probably some of the best turn 0s I've done. Like as far as our setups go, I felt that we were on point, and like having someone there to help you identify, or you get to like talk about like who the threats are, having someone else's perspective really just helps you think of things that you didn't think of, and it made, I think, both of us like better players. It was also some of the best X-Wing that I felt that I played in my history of the game.
Agreed. Like I firmly feel like I leveled up just from playing those 4 rounds of the tournament. Like I feel like I'm a better X-Wing pilot having come out of that tournament than I was going into it.
Yeah, it was cool when we showed up, because we came up with this list that we thought was like, it was good, and it was good. We ended up by going 3-1.
Yeah, losing on final table.
Losing not only on final table, on final dice roll.
Yeah.
Like, it was that close.
Yeah.
And so I mean, yeah, it was like we played really well, I think, the entire way through. It was interesting to show up and then see that there was a meta that had actually formed with this format. There were lots of people who were taking it like very seriously and were play testing it, and had found that like this Kanan Yoda combination allows Kanan's ability, which he can spend a force, have your opponent roll one less die, and Yoda just recharges that over and over and over again. So you can create this really defensive list. And then we ended up playing against like that version of it. But Kanan plus Gorin, Kanan in a lot of these lists like became like kind of this like meta warping piece for doubles, which I thought was really interesting.
It definitely was the sort of thing where you had to have either a very proactive plan to beat it, or you had to be doing the same thing and getting into effectively like a pillow fight with Kanan on Kanan violence.
Right. Yeah, and just outpacing it, outpacing the damage. Yeah.
Here's my contribution to this conversation. When did they start doing doubles? Was that 23?
It was definitely there last year, and I don't think it was there previously. So probably 24 was the first.
I think it's 25. We have to thank for adding that to the side, because do you remember it was just side events where just play games and get tickets? Like you just play more games, which is like fine because you could still screw around with your friends, but I don't know. It felt like it's like little low effort from a planning perspective.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, well, Aces High. Aces High was always just the side event game.
Well, and there was the year that they did the like league play where you had the
that's the bullshit. Just play games with friends. Claim that you played, don't actually play, but say that you did, kind of thing. That's what a lot of people did.
That never happened. I don't know what us.
That wasn't us. That wasn't us.
I will say the league, like when they had come out with like those cards that your pilots leveled up as you played more games, I did think that was pretty fun.
There was some cool design space there. It's true.
Yeah, counterpoint to that, the game was already so broken that I like refused to use that stuff because I'm like, listen, this is already out of control. Your thing could do like 19 different things at once, and my thing has one ability. I was like, but yes, in terms of the concept of like instituting something like that, I think it's really cool. Yeah. I just, it was at a time when we had like the Battle of Endor, like B-Wings and all that stuff just being
that was the year Endor came out.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, I don't know if your suit tier should be able to just add evade results or like trick shot or whatever, right? It's like, I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, when you barrel roll, he gets to use a two, instead of a 1.
Yeah, I remember. I think I played one game, and that was the year again where I think was it the car trouble?
It was the car year. Yep.
It was the car year. And I played just like a pickup league game with somebody, and they had a ghost, and they wanted to use like an ability that allowed them to like juke me. And I was like, we're not going to do that. I'm sorry. We will not be doing that. We will be playing a regular game of X-Wing. And I felt bad because he was just like wanted to play a casual game. But I was just not in the headspace to be dealing with some bullshit juking ghosts. Like I'm good.
No, not the juke ghost.
It's and that was just, I'm like, oh, and I read them and I'm like, oh, these could break the already maybe broken game. I was like, we could just like fool around playing a normal game of X-Wing because I'm a buzzkill. I'm not fun. I am an unfun person.
Just a hater through and through.
Yeah,
I'm just exactly a professional hater through and through.
I will say I feel that, I mean, next year my suggestion would be to have a doubles tournament be opposite the heats, so that if people do like the Thursday heat, they can play doubles on Friday. And if they do, like vice versa.
That is a very good idea. I think having it be the primary side event was interesting from a logistical standpoint, but it definitely gated a lot of people that wanted to play the event from doing so.
Samuel and I were also on the team last year to play doubles, and that was one of the reasons I had such a great time that time, where this was one of the events I was like looking forward to, period. talking with other players there too, like I feel that doubles kind of has the juice to be its own X-Wing format. I don't know if you're able to play it like at your local game store, because it's something that I typically do with like newer players, but I think that it would be kind of fun to have like a dedicated doubles tournament. And I know after playing this one, I was like bugging Nick the entire ride home, being like, we got to do this at the Good Game Shop. Like,
I played a game of doubles like 7 years ago. I didn't, it wasn't like a format I looked up. I was just like, we're going to play X-Wing co-op. So I can claim to be the architect of the one that no one knows about and that didn't share his designs with anybody of doubles, at least apartment wing doubles. That's my claim to fame.
What's the line from Mad Men? I arrived at it independently, but it turned out turned out it existed, but I arrived at it independently.
Yeah. I love Mad Men, but my favorite Mad Men quote is "Not great, Bob." It's definitely my favorite Mad Men quote. How are you? Not great, Bob. It's just so good.
That's one of the redeems in your Twitch chat.
It is. It's very popular. Redeem Bob.
I was talking with Dwight about the doubles tournament too. It sounded like talking to him that they did put a lot of thought and effort into it, because they were really concerned. The reason why 22 points was the limit was because Vader is 23, and they had a rule that between both of you had to have a minimum of 3 ships, because they were really worried about like double fire spray, double Vader, coming back in and doing something that could like warp the format. Yeah.
Some people just want to watch the world burn, they're like, I thank you for the opportunity to ruin your life is what, if people were able to do that, they would have done that.
Oh,
I want to make sure that you do not have any fun while we play this game.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, watching Kanan charges re-up to be used again in the same turn was tough. It was a tough one for the fun level.
For anybody that calls me out, yes, I did bring 3-ship Empire, including Vader Defender, to a system open. So I will call out my hypocrisy there, but still, a fire spray Vader Defender doubles, that is too far even for my low standards.
I feel like there's always going to be people who will find the unfun list in any meta.
I'm that person. I'm that person. I will always try to have the most competitive list, even in the casual tournament.
Yeah, well, and then Sam and I rolled those so-called medalists.
Yeah, we did. That was fun.
We had some. I would say we did have that combination of like I do think that our setups, like we had a plan and it kind of worked out well in most of the most of the games that we had played.
Yes. There was some variance on our side, but yes.
Yeah, we had some hot dice. Biggs was a shadow ace. I felt like in a lot of the shots.
Can you imagine a world championship where it's just doubles and like the final table's 4 people and they're
honestly,
like,
I can.
I can, yeah. I super can imagine that.
And I think it would be pretty interesting. The one thing that I am curious, because I feel like with doubles, because you have someone that you're deliberating with, there is a time consideration to keep in like mind with that too.
There were some short round games.
Yeah,
we played at least one game that went 4 rounds, which was pretty tough.
You might as well have been flying a gauntlet at 7 TIE fighters.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was while y'all were having fun, I was getting worried that we were going to have a gauntlet and 7 TIE fighters go up against a gauntlet and 7 TIE fighters in a final table.
The final table mirror of the swarms. Oh. Yeah, it was close. Oh. The bracket laid out that way.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been as bad as I think that you were like.
It would have been really hard. To the top 4 game, I say this with all due respect to the players playing that game. I like 5 or 10 minutes into the game, like before they're even really going, I turned to Matt. I'm like, I can't do this. Like I just, and there's something prohibiting me from having the will to manifest the energy to do this game. And so I just like got up and I said, Chris, and I waved Chris over. Shout out to Chris from NCX, Daytimes with Chris. Check him out on that Nickel City X-Wing. And I said, Chris, come on stream. And I just like walked around for a while, chatted with Greg. And then eventually I came back. You
just no-sirred the gauntlet.
I and here's the thing, I don't even like hate that list that much, but it was just the games started to grind to a halt, like in terms of pacing for the just like in the importance of the games increases. So you have to be more methodical. And I just couldn't get on that wavelength at that point. And I needed like a mental reset to get ready for it for final table, because again, it's like a lot of ships. And again, this isn't me calling anyone a slow player. It's just this things were just moving really, really, really slowly. And I just wasn't there yet. So I just got up and, it was nice to have Chris be able to hop on. Like, I think that meant a lot to him, and it meant a lot to me to get him on there. But yeah, I did know Sir for a bit. I was like, I'm good.
Well,
I'll be back.
I think that's like a perfect segue, is as the game started grading on you, and it was a long weekend. Is there anything that you did like afterwards as like a palate cleanser, as a way to kind of relax and decompress after Worlds?
I'll go.
Yeah.
I am, your listeners may not know this much about me, but I am a creative writer. I have several novels in progress. And so when I came back from Worlds, I, of course, play online X-Wing and play an NCX. And so that's been fun. Excited for the 3-1-2 team league. Shout out there. Yeah, but so I've been writing. That's been my palate cleanser from Worlds, is just taking a hard pivot away from competitive scenes and focusing on my creative side. I shout out to my writers group, the Crooked Trees. We are working on a collaborative fantasy short story collection. So I've been writing that, and we're working on my novels.
Oh, that's cool. Do you have anything like published at the moment, or any place that we could like check out some of your stuff?
As a matter of fact, I do. Give me a moment and I will find that.
While Sam really does cool. that, I can jump in. Yeah, it is really cool. We've talked about that before, and it honestly makes me feel like I'm not doing enough with my 5 billion, what feels like a lot of hobbies, but that's like a really cool. I don't even need to be insulting when I call it a hobby, by the way. Like, you know what I mean by that?
No, it's
thing that, yeah.
I'm not.
I think some people take the word hobby as like a derogatory thing. I never intended to be that way. I don't know when we started thinking of hobbies as like illegitimate things. I'm like, let people do what makes them happy, and something good can come of it. That's literally this channel. So my parents got into town a couple of days before Adepticon ended, so I got the chance to show my parents this place that they helped me secure, and they helped. They were really happy with the way it was looking and really proud of me, and I got to work with them on setting stuff up and unpacking things, and it was just like, it was good family time. So I spent a lot of time with my family, saw them almost every day for about a week, and then we went to my birthday was on the 9th. We went to Bavette's, which is super hard to get into apparently.
Wow.
But yeah, it was a good, that was obviously like the week after that, but still it was a lot of family time for me. So that was a good palate cleanser for sure, because I've been really stressed with like living in a new space and having a lot of things to do, and revolving around that. And obviously this, getting ready for the team league, we had Conquest the next 2 weeks after.
That was
Worlds, I had a Conquest
back, yeah.
So I had to I got home, and I was like, now I have to set up my desk and all my computer stuff because it was in a box. So I was able to get that done. But yeah, kind of a skeleton crew sort of vibe when it came to, getting everything at the minimum set up to do that. So yeah.
So your palate cleanser was work. You just went right back to work.
Was doing labor, but labor with love with my family. Yes,
that's right.
Yes, labor.
Yeah. Well, I have started running as a hobby. Joined a run club. I'm going to be doing a 5K on Sunday, and I probably haven't done a 5K in like 10 years. Yeah.
That's amazing.
When I first joined the run club in February, I couldn't run the full 5K. I had to like stop and walk. And so I've been training like every other day since then. And this past weekend, I went out for a practice run for the upcoming 5K with the run club. And I was not only able to like keep up with the pack, like I was able to keep up with the head of the pack, and had a 9-minute and 15-mile pace. Nice. And so I'm super excited, for this weekend.
That's awesome. I certainly can't do that anymore. So I'm that's awesome, Andrew.
I know. I'm basically making 2026 my year of fitness, and I'm happy that I've actually been sticking to it. And I bought these expensive running shoes, so I have to use them.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I need my running shoes are so beat up. I need to get new ones, and I need to start running again. I will say, as somebody who has allergy induced asthma, running. I love to run, and it blows when you have to start battling with that. When you can't breathe, but you want to run. I'd be hitting all the puffs. I got my daily inhaler. It's supposed to help.
You can also run in the winter, because when I started in February, I'm of the opinion now that like 20 degrees is the perfect running temperature.
Interesting.
Because you don't overeat. Like I was running in basically a hoodie that I wanted to take off by the time I was done.
I'm so jealous. I tried to do that, and I think my lungs got so inflamed because asthma.
No.
Like I run with a neck gaiter like over my face, and that helps like keep the air warm, so you're not breathing in like the really harsh
super
cold air.
Yeah, that's smart.
So yeah, you're gonna want to do something like that. However, for your body's temperature control, it is nice. I'm gonna have to start getting used to running in the heat in this next summer, because we had one day like we always do in Chicago where it's 90 degrees out of nowhere. And I was running in that, and I was like, "Oh, this is different."
Yeah, that's a different task.
This is way worse.
So for our viewers, if you don't mind me shouting out a website for my writers group.
No, not at all. We can post it in the show notes too.
crookedtrees.com, and that has our debut publication, which was a Migration of Monsters. So that's a short story anthology based around the idea of monsters are migrating somewhere. What does that look like? We all wrote different stories, all different settings, different genres. I wrote a horror story, a bunch of several fantasy stories get written. It's a fun read, short read. They're pretty quick little short stories. And then we upped the ante for our second publication, which we're working on right now, called Silk and Decay, which is a shared fantasy world, and we're writing much longer short stories in that shared world. We did all the world building ourselves. We made a map. We drew a map together, which was super fun.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So shout out Crooked Trees.
Yeah, I'm on the website now, and it's like just 90 pages for the first PDF. That's so cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, is there anything else that has been interesting people like this week before we close out the show?
We've got upcoming new releases.
Yeah,
those are exciting.
Very excited for points.
Yeah, a stage, XWA stage, I believe leading that is on this Sunday. I'm not sure when this is coming out, but that is the 26th, I believe. Yes, the 26th is the stage, and pretty good guess that will be when points in content drop simultaneously on that day.
And also, when do we find out the results of your election?
All right, so they decided to make it a little complicated, the process. Let me read through. There's a 2-stage runoff. Committee members, who are people already a part of the XWA, whether in PR, design, tech, whatever, rules, points, etc., can vote. And you can vote for 3 preferred candidates and then 3 backups who, would be take over if your preferred candidates don't advance to the next stage. And then there's one more stage of voting based on those results. So there are 12 candidates. I am one of the 12. Greg is in there. JJ Giron from Planning Phase Syndicate, Brian Lindemood, amongst many others. A few I know personally, a few I don't. And basically what we've been doing is pitching our vision and what we're hoping to do and what we would like to see XWA do. As a reminder for folks listening, the council is basically kind of in charge of just continuing, being responsible for process, but we're not puppet masters. We're not kind of imposing any sort of specific will upon the group. We're really just trying to help lead. We're like project managers in a way. So, my vision is to try to continue to keep players around, and then we can look at how we can grow the game. That's very boring just, kind of summary, but that's what's really important to me, is being a little bit more organized. And yeah, so we'll see. I feel pretty good. People have reached out to me and said that they're voting for me, which, I'm like, okay, I don't know how I feel about like, getting messages like that. But yeah, I felt like I definitely feel like I could belong in a place like that and do a lot of good, because I don't really have any sort of super strong opinions about the way the game should be. And because of my balanced sort of situation with how I play versus stream, I don't feel too tied to the playing aspect of the game as I could be, which I think is beneficial in these sorts of situations. So we will see. I think we'll know the results. I didn't really answer that part of the question at all. In a few days. Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah. You'll have to call me Almighty Supreme Leader Sperry. Get elected.
Is that what happens when you get a Senate seat? I was like, I think you're
exactly.
Yeah,
There'll be an immediate no kings protest as soon as I'm elected.
You're putting the Palpatine before the Senate there. Yeah.
We'll do like a Zoom meeting, a no kings Zoom, so that people can all join and shout no kings at the top of their lungs. Oh, The Mandalorian and Grogu is coming out at some point, like now? What is it out? Sorry, that's so unrelated, but
that's a great question. When does that come out?
Grogu release date.
I was gonna say they started
May 22nd. It's in a month. Okay.
Okay.
But they did start advertising it pretty far in advance.
I was gonna say, I feel like I've been hearing about this movie for
like
a long
year.
time.
Yeah.
It's just such a bad name for a movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu. I don't know.
That doesn't roll off the tongue for you?
No, it should be called like Pretty Wizard or something. Like I would see a movie called Pretty Wizard. Yeah.
That feels like a Sandra Bullock Dimension 20 crossover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe Sandra Bullock will be in the movie.
That'd be fun.
That'd be a twist.
And you'd be like, hey,
just for the FCC, right? That's the FCC is the one that does all the censoring these days. Is that correct, or is the FEC? I get the two.
The FCC, the Federal Communications Commission.
Yeah. The FCC has mandated that Nicki Minaj also be in the movie, so we'll see her as well.
So the movie's not too woke, yeah.
So the movie can't possibly be too woke.
That's wild. I will say I did get a little upset when I heard that they were making the Devil Wears Prada 2, because I'm like, wasn't the whole point of the first Devil Wears Prada movie that you only succeed in the fashion industry if you get out? Like that was the whole point of the movie, was that she was like, oh, this is a toxic industry, I'm leaving.
Yeah. We need an electric boogaloo is what we need.
So why is she coming back? Like, there should never be a Devil Wears Prada 2. Just like there should never be a Squid Games 2.
Wonderfully put it. Because money.
Oh, yeah. No, 1,000%. Yeah, but it's like, it can't be good.
No, it will be. Probably.
I don't think anyone's under the assumption that it will be good.
It's going to be good. Exactly.
It's like, listen, the only movie that has a number 2 in it that is worth a damn is Paddington 2. Okay.
Wow. Shots fired at Toy Story 2, man.
And Ghostbusters 2, yeah.
Okay. Well, that took a dive.
Yeah. Well, yeah, or Spider-Man 2. Or listen, Toy Story 2. As a kid, I didn't like Toy Story. The only thing I liked about Toy Story 2 was when they're at the airport and they're like going through the baggage thing. That was wild.
You didn't appreciate the existential dread inherent in immortal beings discovering that.
When I think of Toy Story 2, I think of. Yeah, no, I didn't. And I think when I think of that movie, I think of fat guy eating cheese puffs and getting it all over his fingers. Okay. I have this visceral connection to, like, when I think of that movie, that is the thing that I think of, is like the gross, like, caked fingers that you get when you eat cheese balls or Cheetos. Because there's like a whole thing with him being really gross. And I don't know. I think that movie grossed me out a little bit. It also probably made me feel uncomfortable because, like you said, Sam, it was too big and bold for my little brain to comprehend.
Really just touch about death, huh?
Yeah. No, it's like, no one dies, right? That was like my young, like, nobody can die.
Also, Cheetos are gross.
They are, yeah. No, and those cheese balls that you get in those big containers, they've always freaked me out. It's just like, ugh. Oh, Lord. I don't even eat funny. Like super healthy, but it's a step too far, okay?
I will say I am with you. I do not like the Cheeto dust on my fingers. That is.
Yeah. It irks me out. Yeah.
Yeah. I do not eat a lot of Cheetos because of that.
You know how people like to do these things called like mukbangs? You know what those are? When people just eat a lot of food on camera and chew really loudly. It's like it's like ASMR is really popular.
Yes.
And there are some creators that I see pop up that do them all the time. And sometimes it's like food I'm actually like I'm like, oh, like I've heard of that place or that looks really good. But like whenever I eat something so gross, like that like has like grease or sauce or whatever like leaking out the sides, like a smash burger or something, I like have to put the food down and wipe my fingers every time. And I don't know how these people can just eat with a straight face and have this just nastiness all over their hands and then just continue to eat. I'm like, I could never do something like that. I will not be doing a 312 mukbang is what I'm spoiling right now.
The 312 Food Podcast is not going to be coming anytime soon.
Yeah, we're going to expand. We're going to do like every sort of thing. Like we're going to do like 312 Tech Hour, 312 Food Podcast. You know, sell my soul for an extra $5 from the Twitch audience.
What is it? Yeah, we're going to be doing a collaboration with like Feastables. We'll do the 312 snack packs.
Oh my God. Well, here's the thing. We have to find at some point, we have to start a crypto sort of scheme. I mean, I don't know if we've lived as an organization if we haven't tried to scam people out of their hard-earned money.
Yeah.
312 coin. Yeah.
Listen, if the XWA elections aren't on Kalshi already, like what are we doing
my
here?
God. Oh, you are hilarious for
That's
that.
what we got to do. Yeah. When will points be released on Kalshi?
Yeah. Over under on points release.
What day?
Oh my God.
That would
Chat,
absolutely be on Polymarket or Cal. Yeah.
I want FanDuel odds for the next Worlds winner. That's what I want.
That would be so funny.
I listened and watch a podcast too. My favorite Cubs fans called Locked On Cubs, and it's like a network of podcasts for like every sports team for every sport, and it's just like fans like doing a podcast about their favorite team. But it's a part of this network, and they do so many sponsor reads, and it's like this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. And they go on for like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh my God, I just want to hear about my favorite team losing again, or in this case, winning. They've won 7 in a row. So
hey,
yeah, I'm honestly ready for gambling just to be banned again, just so I don't have to sit through like FanDuel at every ads and stake
getting your bonus bets.
Yeah.
It's just I you put it really well, and I'm not going to be able to paraphrase it very well, Andrew. But when we did our first off topic and we were talking about all these sorts of things, you said something about I'm going to butcher it, about how the idea of being able to make money legitimately is so far gone from like the public and from like the everyday person that the only way that you could possibly pitch people on like improving their lives is by being irresponsible with their money and gambling and like doing like get rich quick schemes type stuff. I think it was basically, that's me paraphrasing it, but you said it much better and more eloquently.
Definitely the gist.
But and I'm just like tired of like being like, I'm like, stop talking at me like I'm one of these people that's so willing to just like throw all my money away. I threw my money away on Lego. Okay, like let me deal with that.
Yeah, we've all got our thing.
We've got our vices for sure.
I'm not a male in the 18 to 24, 18 to 35 demographic anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Hey, I guess we should just stick to sports. Am I right, gentlemen? We're getting way too into the weeds on. Yeah. Stick to X-Wing. People, I think I told you guys that people like actually thought I was gonna like just like openly talk about politics during Worlds. I'm like, where did you
like
get that idea
from?
Yeah, like why? Because I've like on my like casual list chaos games with like 20 people watching like mentioned like Trump. They're like, oh no.
I think we scared people because we did do a politics.
We launched that episode
right before Worlds. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We got some pretty good feedback on it, though.
We did, though. Even one person who said they disagreed with everything, absolutely everything that we said, but really appreciated the conversation. I was like, and I'm just thinking about like that Drewski meme. He was like, what do you mean by that? Like, what you disagree with? What exactly? Thank you. But what do you mean by that? That was, and he's probably listening. And I do, joking aside, I do appreciate feedback like that because I don't think any of us feel so self-righteous about us being right about everything. But if you can disagree with us and still get through the episode, that means that we did something right with how we did that episode.
For sure. And like at the end of the day, too, I love everybody in this community. I haven't met anybody that I've like really, would have a disagreement so bad that I wouldn't like play X-Wing or like everyone still is hoping for the best for all of us.
having come from other competitive games,
Yeah.
this community is astounding.
Seriously, a breath of fresh air. Yes,
Yeah.
because Sam and I are both in that Magic the Gathering community.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Which
like
you can find pockets of good people and
very
fun
good people.
fun
Yeah.
fun communities, but
You won't
sometimes
find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
yeah, exactly.
It's just like if a game or anything just gets that big, you're just gonna find like a minority that is just very loud and
Yeah.
toxic.
What we should do is the next X-Wing like worlds that happens, we should just offer a Bitcoin to the winner and see what happens.
just crank those stakes up.
Is that your official position as an XWA council candidate? No, the answer is no, it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
the stakes went from like fun, cool prizes to like everyone kill each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hunger Games, like literal Hunger Games.
Well, so I wonder though, there was something like that happened, and what happened was everybody just agreed to split the money.
Well, and that's peeking behind the curtain into competitive Magic scenes. Like you see a lot more of splits in top 8 if they're allowed.
Yeah,
for just splitting up the prize pool, redistributing prizes from the breakdowns of first place, second place, etc.
Yeah, like that, like because it was like once you got top 16, the prize pool was just so big that everybody was just like, hey, no matter what, we're just going to split it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't that there was some, I forgot there's another game too where there was some controversy where like 4 of the players were basically hedging to get one of them into the top 4 spot, so that they could then split like the prize money.
That's some collusion right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like
collusion.
It just always
fusion.
Yeah, it can open the door for something like that.
Yeah. The second you put money attached to that, like people start.
Not that I'm saying that it
or
wouldn't
just
be
things
cool.
of value.
Yeah, like if we did have like cash prizes, if X-Wing, was at a point where it could do that, I think that there is some good for that. It definitely makes more sense at an event like Worlds where people from other countries can come here. It makes the cost of flying out a lot more manageable.
So like if I can get a little personal here for a second, having been a Magic grinder for a good chunk of time in my 20s, I really damaged my ability to have fun with games by seeing everything as like a value oriented perspective. Like I was calculating EV on like video games, like, and like not in a like, oh, I want to be budget conscious and like not spend a bunch of money on video games, but like if I wasn't eking out value from my time, it was in my hobby space. Like they're just I couldn't have fun.
Yeah, it definitely changes the incentive for it.
Yeah,
because then it becomes a job if you're actually playing for money.
Yes,
like where you're like, I need this money.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it was tough. It was a tough scene.
Yeah, and also for a game like X-Wing where there are things like bumps and little mistakes and it's easy to like oversee triggers, while you can't do that in like a Worlds level play, we're gonna get like a lot more judge calls, a lot more benefit. There's a benefit of the doubt that gets taken away from your opponents, if they're just doing this to because they forgot something or they're just maliciously cheating.
Yeah, the second you incentivize something and then you miss a trigger, like I don't have a reason to let you take it back, and that sucks. That makes for a worse game. Yeah. I'm in X-Wing. I'm very much about, especially even in competitive spaces, I'm very much about letting the optimal result play out. Like, okay, if you should have taken a focus here and you like missed your action or whatever, like, or like missed your trigger on a ability, then that would have like changed the way the game played out. Then I'm happy to do takebacks and stuff like that, even at the Worlds level. Sure. But that's coming from a place of I'm there to enjoy myself and to play a good game rather than like try and win it all.
I respect that for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, gents, it's been a really good episode.
Yeah, this has been fun.
Sam, thanks for joining. Hopefully we can have you back a little bit more regularly. We're not doing these all the time, but definitely a valued member of the team.
Yeah.
Listen, you might live in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, my friend, but you're still a 312 crew member at heart, and you're on the Team League team.
It's true.
Coming back again.
Coming back.
Signed you to a 10-year, $10 trillion deal.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to have to ask the patrons for a little bit more money to make that deal happen.
Salary cap really went up.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah, it's all deferred.
Yeah,
I'm passing it on to my kids. They'll deal with the debt. So
they're all void years in my contract.
It's going to be paid out in 312 bucks.
We gotta make one of those graphics, the like John Boy type graphics, or like Fox Sports, like injured, and like put like a picture of you and be like 312 crew has placed Sam Graebner on the injured list, retroactive to April 20th with eye
yeah, or carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
Carpal tunnel. Yeah, exactly. All right, who's doing our outro? Andrew, you want to take us away here?
Yeah, can do. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone for listening to this episode and continuing to support us here at 312. If you aren't already following us on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, you should. Our links are in the description. And 312 is excited to be producing exclusive alt art cards featuring XWA pilots and upgrades for their patrons. Consider supporting us on Patreon and get rewarded with some awesome swag. My name is Andrew Kouba.
I'm Samuel Graebner.
And I'm Nick Sperry.
And we are signing off.
Goodbye.